So right off the top, I want to talk about this movie that everybody has been talking about for this past week. It just dropped on Amazon Prime, and that is Borat subsequent movie film. It has a much longer title than that, but I definitely can't remember it. You and I both watched this over the past couple of days, and we both have our thoughts about it. So I wanted to kind of throw it to you, and I wanted to find out what you thought of it.
Well, let me just say right off the bat that there's a lot of mixed reviews out there. I personally enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't boring to me. It was a fun watch. But to me, this is nowhere near as good as the first one.
Right.
Not even close.
Yeah.
But the commentary's good. It's funny. But I just didn't laugh out loud as hard as I did because the first one was so outrageous. So outrageous that it hurt to laugh. This movie didn't give me that same feeling. It really didn't. But it's fascinating though, because we're in a different world now. We're in COVID. We're approaching a new election, and this movie took full advantage of that. And I'm really glad they did. And that's what made this movie enjoyable, because just seeing Borat's take on everything, and his daughter also gave it gave the character more depth, and it gave the movie itself, it gave it more. But again, it just doesn't reach the levels as the first one did. But other than that, it's enjoyable, and I wasn't mad after watching it, because you know what? At the end of the day, it was free on Amazon Prime. I probably would have felt a little bit different if I paid it to see it in the theater. That's just me. What do you got, Mark?
Right. And I have a similar feeling about it. I thought it was okay. That said, I didn't have very high expectations for it. When I heard that this film was being made, that the sequel was being made, my initial thought was, well, how are they going to do that now? Because everybody knows who Sacha Baron Cohen is. Everybody's super familiar with Borat as a character. He would be instantly recognized. And I really like that they address that in the movie, where, when he first gets there, people are actually recognized, hey, Borat, you know what I mean? Yep. And so for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, it's not a huge spoiler, but he uses a series of new disguises in order to sort of get these sort of hidden reactions from people. So a lot of it is really funny, but the funny moments are kind of spaced out pretty far from each other. Yeah. And it kind of makes it so that the film kind of drags a little bit. But on the plus side, the actress that plays his daughter is every bit as crazy as he is. Yes. And super talented and believable. And I was really, really impressed with her. And I thought, particularly in the Giuliani scene that everybody's talking about, that was my main reason for seeing it in the first place. But that scene to me makes the whole movie. And then also the CPAC scene. I won't say too much about that because I don't want to give any spoilers, but those two particular scenes are two to look out for in the film. It's not nearly as good as the first movie, but still very much worth a watch for anybody who's interested.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. This is something we agree on. I mean, pound for pound, we agree on this one here.
Right.
I really don't want to give any spoilers away. I really encourage everyone to watch it. It's every bit as raunchy. I mean, it doesn't have the nudity that the first one had, but it's still just as raunchy, and all the tropes are there. There's going to be scenes that you may have recognized, because some of this stuff was on YouTube before the movie was even announced. So that being said, it doesn't take away from the movie. It's just, again, it's enjoyable. It's a good it's worth the watch, but just don't level your expectations, because it's nowhere near the first one, not even by any stretch. And I really don't think they should do. I don't think they should do a part 3. That's my opinion.
Right, and I concur with that, unless you do a part 3 that's just the daughter and doesn't have Borat in it. But I digress. But I kind of agree with what you're saying. It's they should really just kind of cap it off here. I think that the joke is kind of worn off, a little bit as far as like this brand of humor, particularly with Sacha Baron Cohen, who's like super recognizable now. It's much more difficult for him to pull these things off. But, like I said before, it is an enjoyable movie, and we can kind of leave it at that.